Morning all. Sunday, the bells are ringing outside the house. It's just so lovely to wake up on a Sunday and feel like you're in a village with church bells. I find it always quite soothing and comforting. Anyway, I have Zara orders, which I thought I'd go through. I've been making nice rails of clothing. I've been thinking about what do I want to have for this season, you know, what do I want my look to be? I've been thinking about what shall I start to cull from my wardrobe for the big sale whenever I do it. But I am feeling really overwhelmed by no hangers. And I just think, you know, and what it's done is it's made me look at, you know, I've been kind of out and about a bit looking at new season's clothing, and I've been thinking, will I wear that? How will I wear that? I've done a lovely rail here. Look, this is just kind of things that I've got at the moment to try on. So this actually, LPOL, do you remember the bag? We were doing Small Business Women last week, and I bought the bag. I asked women to post their companies, and this woman makes these zero waste bags. I don't know how she does it zero waste, it's fantastic. But lovely colours. It's like they sit there in contrast. Unbelievable waste, Zara. No waste. It's just ironic they're sitting there, isn't it? And I sort of team them with a skirt. I kind of think I'm going to like from Zara. I've just got to think how I team it up. Green is making an appearance. And yesterday when I was at Zara, there was this coat, which I said I'd got from home, it's come. Celadon green. You all know your colours so well. It's Celadon green, exactly right. And then there's these kind of mad greens, sort of bright greens like that. And I was thinking, would I wear them with a yellow? This is a jumper from Christian Winjuts, but I think I got that from Net-a-Porter or somewhere because I wanted Trinny London yellow, and I always pay a bit more for it. There's a white cape from Zara, and it's just not the quality fabric of the white capes we had a few years ago. The fabric just feels like it's going to crease. I'm just really worried about fabric choices, and I'm thinking a lot more about fabric choices. There's the yellow suit, which is exactly like my yellow suit I had years ago from Zara, and I know that's a nice fabric because I've had it for years and it's lasted well. There's a pink coat, which is only 45 quid. It's very basic, and I thought it'd be a beautiful, soft baby pink. So I don't know. This is other stuff I'm doing for twinning. So there's a few things there. Let me just put on a jumper because I'm rather chilly. So how are you today? Is life good? You know, how are you feeling about sort of clothes this season? Just want to get your thoughts, because then it can really help guide me on what I'm going to do on Closet Confessions. You know, what's your most challenging thing? Are you challenged by the woman I want to be today? I think we could discuss that, because we all go through phases, and we wake up one morning and suddenly the woman that we dressed is no longer there. Like, I am not the frilly woman anymore. I'm not the Empire line waistline anymore. I'm not kind of bracelet sleeve and delicacy, because I'm not that woman. So I think it's interesting at what age we reevaluate ourselves. Hey, you're saying you're challenged by your age. What is your age? Because that's something that I would love to challenge you on, because it's a really interesting statement. I'm challenged by my age. It depends if we want to see ourselves, and you know what I'm going to say next if you watch me a bit, as ageless or aging, all right? And there's a big difference between ageless and aging. So ageless is that you try and look after your body physically. You can push yourself to mentally feel that you're stimulating yourself. And then the dressing that comes from that agelessness that you're giving yourself is just, I think it's a little bit about colour. If you suit black, it's definitely black, but it could be about colour. It could be about reducing prints in your life. It could be suddenly you don't suit prints anymore. It could be finding, like somebody mentioned, capsule collection. That concept of what's a capsule collection. And I've never gone by a capsule collection because I love to have choice. But as we go down the path of life, maybe that capsule collection could help us to think about the woman we want to be, and what does that look like? Is she tailoring? Is she soft and floaty? I kind of think, as you go down the path of life, that we should have less soft and floaty in our life, because I think what happens physically to our body and to our face is that we lose a little bit of definition. And by that I mean that in the structure of our body, we lose posture a little bit. We don't have that sort of coat hanger shoulder. We might have a little sagginess. We lose volume in our face because our bone in our skeletal structure actually reduces a little bit, and our muscle doesn't have so much to hold on to and sags, and our skin, I mean, I'm sorry, this sounds awful, but it's just because of that. Therefore, this is my perception of things, that it becomes harder to wear prints if you don't have a really defined face, because prints are loud. Colours can be loud, but prints fight for the attention around your face. So if you lose structure in your face and your bone structure softens, prints can soften too and not suit you so much. If you loved floaty, hippy-dippy, and you start to have sort of crepey skin, and then you have chiffon next to it, and then you have an open neckline, and then your shoulders are sagging, it will take you down the path of life quicker in appearance. So when you said, darling, you're challenged by age, it's thinking about, should you introduce more block colours, more structure? And I don't mean like a jacket, I mean like shoulder pads. I mean like beautifully tailored trousers with a clean white trainer, you know, instead of a shoe that ages you. I have so many comments from women saying, those dresses would be lovely, but only if you wore nice shoes with them. And for me, I would challenge that till I'm blue in the face, because the idea of the woman I am today and what to me is femininity, and this has a lot to do, that shoe has a bit to do with our feminine perception of how we dress. And for me, I like, you know, we talked a while ago about trainers allow me the freedom to run away, run towards, but mobility. They give me endless mobility. High heels constrict me. So I really believe strongly that I love to challenge and have a cool, mad boot and a white trainer, but something that to others might seem clumpy because they might have beautiful, delicate ankles and doesn't suit them. But what's your version of that? What's your version of that ageless accessory? That's something you should ask yourself about. All right. Souther. Sustainability is becoming increasingly important. I do agree. And I also felt like when I was ordering from Zara a few days ago, somebody had posted saying anything you order from Zara never goes back to be resold. It's put into a landfill. And that just filled me with utter, like a vomit horror. And I thought, oh my God. So, you know, I used to order lots of things and send stuff back, and I was thinking, okay, let me just order the size I really think I am. But the problem with a few brands, but we know mostly with bloody Zara, is their sizing is so shit. And another thing they did, this, can I just tell you what I think they've done? I'm going to just shout this out here. But you know, this shirt, all right, that they have, I think this is what Zara's done. I think they've taken a Serena Butte shirt and they've copied it totally, and then they sized it up. But when they did that, they didn't realise Serena Butte arms are really skinny. So lots of women have bought this shirt, and they bought like an XL, and the arm is still skinny because they've taken exactly her fit. That tells me a few things. I mean, everyone copies from everyone else, but because Serena is a friend of mine and I love her clothes, it's in two minds. I want to say to you, like yesterday on the thing, I love that shirt because I love the fact that she's a small British brand and she works really hard and produces beautiful things. But I'm also aware on the other end of the scale that people cannot, you know, we all have a budget, which is our sense of the most we can spend on clothes. And for many people, those clothes are way too expensive. So having that alternative, if you're not perimenopausal and you're not going to feel sweaty, is an interesting alternative. Okay, Sarah, postpartum body, don't know what looks good anymore. Sarah, we've all been there, but those of us who've had kids have been there. And I think there's a word I'm going to use to you, and it's a word somebody used to me for my business the other day, and it's the word patience. It's like, I always say, a year up, a year down, you know, and do not give yourself a hard time, darling, in that year after. you know, things will feel different because our body, our ribs will go out, they're never going to come back. Our feet will get bigger, I don't think they'll ever get smaller. The tummy might just be this lovely water bottle. And we can talk all about the kind of, it's your scar of being a mother and the championing of that, and this should be proud of. But also, we want to fit into our jeans. So there's those kind of two things sit side by side. But I kind of say, don't feel you should tent yourself. That's the killer. Whenever we feel uncomfortable with our body, tenting is like our instant fix, and it's not, because what it would do is it will just make you SpongeBob SquarePants. So always honour your waist, even if you feel the tummy's wobbly, think how you can do it, a little fitted jacket, and then a nice loose thing underneath, but keep honouring it, please. And it will evolve, and the most important thing a year after you have a baby is the emotional, mental change you have as a person, because you go from being, you know, free as a bird in terms of to the responsibility of this helpless little baby, and you are its life, you know, and that's the most incredible thing, but it changes us forever mentally. So just don't worry. I'm just going to say don't worry, okay? To be trendy or follow your own style, Lulu, it's a tough one. Really think it's a tough one, because my mother, age 89, was like, you know, when I saw something in the shop with her, and she said, but is that in fashion this season, you know? So sweet. But it is. We have that little feeling we've had from reading Vogue magazines when we were kids of we should have something that feels in fashion. And I think we should. I think we feel then a part of life, even though we might decide our own fashion, we want to feel that we're picking something up. So, you know, somebody might say, oh, look, that's really cool. You know, and we like that. We like that. Sally, good morning, Trinny. Need to totally edit and sort my wardrobe and not utilising what I have at all. Sally, it could be about rehanging. You know, I did a lot of rehanging this morning, of just looking at changing how I hang things together, hanging different colours together, looking at, you know, that lovely book, I don't know how many of you after last week's chat got The Secret Lies of Colour, but, you know, the first thing of a way to be re-inspired by your wardrobe is think what colours you can wear together that you hadn't thought of. And what I love about this book is there's all the colours like this, and you can just play with colours, contrasting colours, yellow and lavender, you know, just mad things. So I would take all your block colours in one part of your wardrobe and all your print things in another. And that really helps you to think, oh, I never knew that print could go with that print. And just hanging things differently helps. And if you're really squidged for room, then I would say get a rail. When you've got a free morning, get a rail, more plan in England, they're like 30 quid, and hang it if it's in your sitting room or wherever you might have a little space, even if you're in a flat, just get everything out of your wardrobe and hang it on a rail. Give it room to breathe, because sometimes we don't see things that are right in front of us until we move them around. And then just play. Blocks, prints, play together with the colours, and things will come to you. You know, Closet Confessions, what I try to do is, you ask a lot, can you do it for somebody dressing petite or somebody tall or somebody different shapes? But what I try to do is show you what are great colours that go together. What should you think about when you're dressing? Where should you wear the deepest colour? How should you do prints together? So that's what I'd suggest. Andrea, high-waisted jeans and pants are so hard for me to wear. Andrea, some people don't suit them. You know, if you have a very high waist, high-waisted can just mean that you sort of feel it goes from your waist straight to your boob and there's nothing in between. And so don't go for high waist, go for mid. Don't go after a trend just because it's a trend if it doesn't suit your body shape. I don't know how to wear green. Liza either. I've got to say I'm looking at the green and I'm thinking, okay, green is not my top colour, but I love lilac. So I'm going to try one of the colours that are opposite of green that I love, and maybe I'm going to wear green on the bottom and that colour on the top, or a shirt of that colour and a shirt of the colour I really suit and a jacket of the green. But it's just, sometimes we love a colour, but it's not better right here. So how can you have it here or down there and wear it with something else? Dressing with the heat, you live in Brisbane. Lucy, very tough. I have been to Brisbane, lovely. I had spent the most glorious day in Brisbane, actually, by the bridge on that sort of fake beach with Susanna when we were filming around Australia. And when it's really hot, it's tough. I love still layering in the heat. Like, you know, I love when I'm in really hot climates, and by that I mean sort of 85, I love a sort of sleeveless white top with a long sleeveless white gilet and a pair of white trousers, really light, not linen too much, and a sort of that look with a long necklace. It's just, but it's difficult when you want to look elegant and it's hot. When we get around summer, I do things sort of for really hot weather, so do look at Closet Confessions and see. Ava, I want to buy less and smarter so I can combine more. I agree, and I think with that, Ava, it's about, like when somebody said a capsule collection at the very beginning of this, I think what's important is to remember, like, what are your 4 favourite colours? And buy in those colours the most. So my 4 favourite colours for me are navy, yellow, a sort of that lovely blue, which is the blue of that coat there next to the yellow, and silver. And I buy a lot in those colours. If you look, you know, there's navy, silver, yellow, navy, silver, yellow, and then a bit of pink. So, you know, ask yourself what are those, and when I define those colours, I say, what's my staple? Navy is my staple. Some people black is their staple. Some people chocolate brown is their staple. Some people burgundy is their staple. It's that deep colour that really suits you and that you can wear with a few things. Then, what is your sort of, when I'm really tired, what do I wear colour? And for me, that's that certain type of blue. I call it a sort of deep cornflower, that blue, okay? And then there's my colour which brings me the most joy. It's the colour that lifts my spirit. It's very different from the colour that suits my face the most, because yellow doesn't suit me as much as that blue, but it's a colour that lifts me with utter joy, and that's yellow. And then what's a colour, and this is not really a colour, it's a metallic actually, which can slice through and bring things to life and give them new lease life, and for me that's silver. So somebody else who might be sort of caramel or warm skin tone with warmer hair, it could be that theirs is olive, and then they might have sort of cream, and then they might have gold, and then another colour might be like rust, I don't know. You know, that's a really warm one, and a really cool one, it could be black, white, shocking pink, and burgundy. I don't know. But it's yeah. When and Graham. I'm feeling miserable with fractured wrist, and I've had surgery on my foot from a nasty abscess. My clothes have been pyjamas this week. I hope you feel better is all I can say, because I can't think of anything else apart from just do a favour for somebody. You know, it's the weirdest thing. But when I sometimes feel utterly miserable and there's nothing that's going to get me out of my misery, I sometimes actually think, let me go and help somebody with something. And it could be you've got somebody who's having a tough time and you're at home, so you have time to be on the phone. I don't know, but it's that stuff. It does make you feel better. Michelle, I never shop. I hate it, but I want to love it, and I don't know where to start. God, I have a few friends who hate shopping, and I'm like, oh, really? But it's like, you might love upholstery, you might love shopping, you might love things for the house, you might love being in the kitchen and creating things. I don't know, we all have a passion, so I hope that you have a passion, Michelle. But when you hate shopping and you want to love it, God, where do you start? I think you need to go out with a friend who is passionate about shopping, and you need her to help you to love it, and you need her to kind of literally, as she goes in the shop, describe to you what she's loving. Just see if you can relate to any of it, like what's inside her head. Like when I go inside a shop, so let's say I go inside Selfridges, all right, I'm doing high-low, so I'll go inside and I will, you know, it's all about how to shop too, so I'll know what not to look for. So it's like, avoid anything that's your colours you don't suit. Have in your head, I'm not going to look at anything black, I'm not going to look at anything gold, I'm not going to look at anything mini skirt, I'm not going to look at anything a deep V top, I'm not going to look at anything which is a mid-calf skirt or trouser or anything, or mid-calf dress. So it's like I literally remove what I'm not going to look at. And then it's like heat-seeking missile right before, what in your wardrobe would you like to add to? You know, I'd love to have 2 more silver things. I would love to find the perfect navy trouser to replace my J. Crew ones that I've had for 14 years, and I'm so scared I'll lose. Another one like that, because I know how much I wear it. And that's sort of what I try and do. Yeah. Challenge for curvy girls. Clothes out there for my size are often oversized and don't show shape or are made in the wrong fabric. Can I just say, Jackie, Alison Hammond, and I don't know what it's like, but Alison Hammond has started a curvy range. Monsoon is starting a curvy range. And I actually was at supper with the man who has Monsoon, and I said, I really hope that your team designing are going to understand the importance of when you size up for curvy women, you don't just make it bigger on the sides, because bodies change shape and size are more curvy, and you know the proportionality can change, and they gotta just know this, because I've seen some, you know, I used to do a lot of filming for different body shapes, and the amount of times I'd be so frustrated by shops for curvy women, and they would just like be sizing up. There's a lot of work to be done, and I think it's really frustrating for you. But I'm going to check out Alison Hams. I might do a tripleting with her and Chloe, just to have a look at what she's done. I'm really interested to see, because she's, you know, a gorgeous curvy woman. This is If You're Abroad. This is a woman who fronts a few days a week, This Morning, which is our main morning show. So I think there's still, you know, we know this stat that 46% of British women are above a size 16 and 16 and above, and probably about 20% of the high street caters 18 properly and up, you know. So there's a lot of work to go. If I see anything, I am on the mission with Chloe. Hello, 6'3" Love Fashion. Oh, Guy Birdie, hello darling. 45, but I take my inspiration from any woman from 25, 65. I think by Lady and Dandy, that's incredibly right. I mean, the other thing is, when you're taking inspiration from women, make sure that if there's somebody who you're taking inspiration from their style, make sure that they are your body shape, you know, a bit. You don't want to be a curvy woman with an hourglass figure and you're taking inspiration from some influencer who's got no tits and is a size 6. It's just not going to work. So I think there are many women. Katie Storino in America is a lovely plus-size model, and she does fun stuff about just body confidence and clothing. There's lots of them. And many more actually in America, I think. We've got a few in England, but oddly there's one lovely one we might do a trip with, and she's moved to America, but anyway. TL Smart, mid-60s is difficult, never felt difficulty before, always exercise, but isn't having the same effect on the tummy area. I'm going to say something to you, my darling, Dr. Erica Schwartz, who is, you know, the queen of the hormones, and I talk a lot with her about menopause and postmenopause, and she says to me this thing, and I'm just saying it, and it might be nothing to do with what you're doing, but that tummy, it's like we have to make a decision. Do we want to have a good life, which is like drinking and eating sugar and lots of chocolate, or do we want to say, what am I prepared to let go of in order to feel that my body's working well? And this is not just aesthetically, this is more energy, because I have really been cutting out sugar. You know, I really have. Over the last 2 years, I eat probably half the sugar I ate before, and I notice the difference in my energy, and I'm 50... I'm going to be 58 on Tuesday. I thought I was going to be 59. Can I just say that? I really thought I was going to be 59. And I kept saying all this year I was 58, but I'm born in 1964, and I realised I'm going to be 58. I'm not going to be 59. But anyway, that's, you know, something to think about. And there's also the fact that we produce no collagen, and you know, our skin has less elasticity. But little things that could help you, the lady I'm still talking to in her 60s, is really good collagen supplements, but really good ones. Like, spend your money there. Ingenious other supplements I think are very good. My skin I feel the texture of my skin has changed, and you want it to have a little bit of elasticity. And internally, taking collagen I do think is good, but the right one, because some get washed away and do nothing. Taking less sugar, because sugar is inflammation, and inflammation just destroys shit in your body. Just destroys shit and promotes bad health. And exercise, obviously, which I know it sounds like you're doing, but those things are key to it. I love that, but our souls don't age. I know they don't. You still want to feel good in clothes. Rachel, we still can. So Prince bottom half, Sunshine, don't know what you're talking about, never wear Prince, or we're going, you know what I've realised is I'm so behind. All you say is all I think. Oh, that's nice, thank you. Trinny, I have changed my photo for you. Oh, that's so sweet. I don't know what it was before, but I'll have a look. Good to know. I never think of dieting. Can you? It's so nice you're talking to each other too, because there's so many comments today. But if you leave comments at the end, I will answer them as much as I can. So please leave comments and questions at the end, and I'll really spend a bit of time today answering them. I wouldn't do Primark. I'm sorry, darling, I won't do Primark, because Primark is not me, and I never do stuff I wouldn't wear myself. So if you can find somebody who, you know, is I hate this word influencer. I'm not a bloody influencer. I'm a businesswoman who happens to do this as a thing that I enjoy doing. I love chatting to you. But, you know, I'm not ever going to do Primark. I'm just not. The clothes aren't appealing to me. They're made appallingly badly, and I never shop there. So charity shops. Yes, I do shop in charity shops. And I think charity shops are great, and I've done some. Quite a few. I might do a few more charity shop things, but I know that was a real rant, but it's like, oh, can I do a shop at somewhere you love? I mean, I could do Selfridges, I could do but the thing is, at the moment, I've got so much on in work, and it's just difficult for me to do things to do with fashion too much, because I've got, you know, Trinny London, we're developing so many new things right now, there's so much going on, and so it's taking my own time on a weekend to go and look at a shop. That's the only time to do it, and it's really difficult. What about in between High Street and Big Fashion? Yes, I mean, like, what Reiss probably is that. I find Reiss is like Kate Middleton. I just walk in there and I think Kate Middleton, and everything is quite petite and delicate and three-quarter neck sleeves, and it doesn't like tall, gangly people. Everything is high-waisted on me. Arquette is great. Arquette is in between. It's H&M, sort of in between COS and H&M, really. COS is good. Massimo Dutti I could do too. I could do these. Yes, I will. I will try and do that. I'll do a shop up when I can. Patricia, I have a very active and physical life, so clothes need to work, but I want to look stylish. Lots of people need their clothes to be practical. Can you do a Closet Confessions, not sportswear? Yes, I could do that. It's a good one. Can you leave also things for Closet Confessions? Yeah, I will try H&M. I love it, but you know, it's just like, it's also, I mean, this sounds pathetic, but I have like an hour in the day where I can run to Duke York Square, and it's like, what's around there? For me to go to the West End is an hour, and then I'm there for an hour, and I've got to come back for an hour, and I have already a 12-hour day of work. So that's actually why I probably don't go much to the West End. I used to, years ago, do that a bit, but I haven't got the time. Attic, these are all great brands. I will think about it, okay? Anyway, Kay Middleton, she does fabulous things, and she looks lovely, but it's not my style. Where are my bags behind from, please? Love the yellow and pink one. The yellow one is from Essentials Antwerp, and the pink one is from Prada, and the silver one is Essentials Antwerp, and that one is Saint Laurent. Okay, I'm going.